morning and welcome to this session of business research methods. We are in module 5 and now we will see what is parametric and non-parametric data. What are the tests that should be applied for parametric data and what are the tests that should be applied to non-parametric data. Now before we get into what is parametric and non-parametric, you have to know what is a variable. Okay, variable is every question in your questionnaire is a variable. Clear? Please understand this very clearly. You are constructing a questionnaire. Every question in your questionnaire is one variable. Okay, so your question, let us replace this word variable by question so that you will understand it. Every question either collects a qualitative data or a quantitative data. Clear? Every question which is a variable in your questionnaire collects either a qualitative data or a quantitative data. In quantitative data, there can be a discrete or a continuous data. What is quantitative data? Quantitative data is what is your age. Quantitative, correct? Okay. This data, quantitative data, can be collected in a discrete way or a continuous way. How? If I say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 till 100, each person ticks 1. Supposing you are 25 years, you tick 25. Discrete data. Understood? The same quantitative data, I can collect it in a continuous way. How? 1 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40. So you will tick 20 to 30. Correct? I am sure nobody is above 30 in the class. So this is continuous data. You understood this very clearly? Let me give you another example. We are talking about questions, variables. You can collect the questionnaire. In your questionnaire, you can collect quantitative data in two different ways. Discrete way or continuous way. Supposing, I given you one example about collecting your age. You can do it either discrete or continuous. Number 2, I want to collect data about your height. Okay, so discrete I can do or continuous. How will I do discrete? I'll say 5, 5.1, 5.2, 5.3, 5.4, 6.1. Discrete data, each one will tick. I am 5.4, 5.5. Discrete data. Continuous data is 5 feet to 5.5 feet. 5.6 feet to, like that you can give continuous and then people will tick. Understood this? So this is very important. This collection, each one is a question. How you set your questionnaire, discrete data, continuous data. If it is a continuous data, it is a interval scale. Correct? Interval scale. Why it is interval scale? 1 to 10. Okay, age. 11 to 20. 21 to 30. Interval. Understood? Interval data or ratio data. So this is as far as variables are concerned for quantitative. What are all the quantitative things you can collect? What is your age? What is your salary? Salary package normally is continuous. Okay? 20,000 to 25,000, 25,000 to 30,000. Like this you can give continuous data and then they will tick in one of the appropriate forms. So this will be your continuous data. Discrete data, again I have told you, marks. I can write 1 to 100 and you can tick 20 marks, I have got 25 marks, discrete data. If I give a continuous table 1 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, so it is a interval scale variable. Okay. Next is variable which is qualitative data. What is qualitative data? Qualitative data is give your opinion on the taste of food. Give your opinion on your satisfaction level. Give your opinion on stress level. Any of these things, qualitative data. Okay, how can I set a qualitative data? I can set it continuously. Satisfied, not very satisfied, highly dissatisfied, continuous data. So for each of these qualitative, I will give 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 in Likert scale. You have studied Likert scale, right? So this is your data, collection of data. What is ordinal scale? Okay, we will see the scales now. I've already finished, but I am still jogging your memory because these are the fundamental things. So we will go to ordinal, nominal scales. Before that, you please understand variables. Variables are qualitative, quantitative. Qualitative, again, when you are describing very satisfied, not very satisfied, again you have to give numbers for it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Quantitative data, you can either collect it as discrete numbers or as continuous numbers. Next, types of data, the types of tests. Okay. So if you look at, now we are looking at what is parametric and what is a non-parametric. Okay. So parametric tests are tests that has interval scale and ratio scale. What are the various interval scales? You should remember the theory, Likert scale, 5-point Likert. Remember those? You should, Likert, those are interval scales. Ratio scales. What is the difference between interval and scale and ratio scale? Ratio scale has a 0 point. So all those variables, all those questions in your questionnaire, please understand this, all those questions in your questionnaire which is set to interval scale or ratio scale can go through a statistical parametric test. What are the various parametric tests? We will see that later. First you understand parametric. Your data is parametric data when it is collected with interval scale or ratio scale. When the questions in your questionnaire or the variables that you are collecting in your questionnaire are set to ratio scale or interval scale. Right? Let us go to the next aspect. What is a non-parametric test? Non-parametric tests are when your questions in your questionnaire are set to nominal scale or ordinal scale. When it is set to nominal scale, the data you have is known as a nominal data. When the scale is ordinal data, ordinal scale, then it is known as ordinal data. Please understand this very clearly. I'll give you another example. When you are collecting the height in inches, then it is inches. You are collecting the height in inches. You can collect the height even in centimeters. The scale is different. What is the scale there? Inches. What is the scale here? It is centimeters. You understand the scale? Inches scale, centimeter scale. Similarly, non-parametric data, you are collecting through the questions. In the questionnaire, each question is a variable. You are collecting the questions, the variables. The variables are in nominal scale. are in ordinal scale, then the data is nominal data. The after collection, then it is in ordinal data. What are the nominal? Generally, what are the examples for nominal? Gender, marital status. Okay, gender cannot be continuous. Can it be continuous? It can only be discrete, either male or female. Marital status, it can only be discrete. Married, not married, okay, unmarried and divorced, married and widowed. Like this, it can only be discrete. It cannot be continuous. Right? So over here, ordinal data on the other hand, you can have a continuous, a rank you can have. Okay, the examples I have already given in the thing. Your height can be measured from 5 inches to 5.5 inches. Like that you can group it and take it. Right. So the next one is, I am jogging your memory. These things we have already done. Okay. So nominal data, categories. I am introducing this word, categorical data, that which cannot be continuous. Nominal data. Ordinal data. Ordinal data is categorized, ranking order. You can have a rank of 1 to which is the best brand according to you in soaps. So you can only say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Correct? It cannot be continuous. It can only be in category, in order, in categories. First category, second category. Correct? So this is also the data, the collection of data is in ordinal scale. Okay? Interval scale, ratio scale, you know. Okay? When it is continuous, then it is interval scale. With a 0, it is ratio. The data you are collecting, variable, questions. The questions you are collecting is set to a particular scale. The after collecting with that particular scale, all the data you have is a nominal data, ordinal data. Understood? Right. Next, I am giving you all examples. Okay. Now, look at this. Employment. Okay, it is set to nominal scale. Nominal scale. Are you employed by the organization that allows? So you say yes or no. Okay, if it is yes, it cannot be continuous. It's a nominal discrete data. Years of working. How many years are you working? How many years of experience do you have? It is an ordinal. Why it is an ordinal? Because they have set it in continuous thing. 1 to 2, 2 to 3, like that they have said, or 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, you tick. Okay, so this is an ordinal data. Why? Because 2, 3, 4, like that you have got numbers. They can tick one number. Employees. How many employees your business organization has? Okay, so 9. So that is ordinal data. Like that, ordinal and see, age, ordinal data. Okay, education, ordinal data. Highest level of education. Why it is ordinal data? Because they have given 10th, 12th, BCom, PhD, MCom. So you have that which is the lowest, which is the highest, you know. Correct? Like that. Whereas for gender, male, female, there is no, I mean, it doesn't mean because you are a male, your number, it is 1 or 2, which is higher, lower. No, there is no higher, lower. Correct? Whereas in education, there is higher, lower. If you have studied 10th standard, you tick it. Definitely you are lower than if you are studied BCom or MCom. Right? Fine. Another example. Sex. Nominal data. Okay? Male, female, third gender, whatever. Category. Categorical data. Discrete data. These are the names given for it. Nominal data, categorical data, or discrete data. Age, nominal category 1 achievers, number 2 library science. So they have given already. Okay, age, study direction. Age they have given range, that means 10 to 15, 15 to 20, 20 to 25, 25 to 30. See, measurement type is range. Study direction, nominal data. Okay, what are the thing, which department you are in? Okay, library science, museology, like that they have given, MCom, BCom, BSc. So this cannot be continuous, it has to be only discrete. Okay, so nominal data. Years of study, ordinal data. Why it is ordinal? Again I have given categories. First year, second year, third year, fourth year, fifth year. Like that. You understood now ordinal and nominal data. Okay, right. If it is category discrete, then it is nominal data. If they have given a range, then it is here range. Okay, right. So now we are coming to parametric, non-parametric. What is parametric data? Parametric data are those that are set to interval and ratio scale. Non-parametric are set to nominal and ordinal scales. Correct? Now we will see what is parametric and non-parametric data, what you can do with them, what kind of tests you can put. Okay, for parametric data, okay, you makes assumption about the population. Why is it called parametric? Because there is an assumption about the population. It uses a nominal probability distribution. Normal probability distribution, bell-shaped curve. It uses mean value for the central tendency. Okay, dispersion range and all. Why? What we do? From the mean where it is dispersed. Okay. Next up, requires a previous knowledge about the population, overall population. What is non-parametric test? Non-parametric are, it does not make any assumptions about the population. The distribution is arbitrary. It is not a bell-shaped curve. You don't know about it. You have a doubt about the distribution. Then you use non-parametric tests. If you already know the distribution, then you use parametric tests. Okay. So distribution of the population you don't know. So you are using non-parametric. Uses median value for the central tendency. Okay. Median, mean, median, mode. Okay. Here it uses mean. Here it uses median. Mean is the average. Median is the middle point. Okay. Mean is the average. Median is the middle point. Fine. So now next last one, doesn't require previous knowledge about the population. Clear? So these are the distinguishing, or what is parametric data, what is non-parametric data. What is the data? Data is after the questionnaire is collected, what you have in your hand is data, raw data. Each questionnaire that is filled is one data. Totally you have 1000 respondents, so your data size is 1000. Clear? Next, nominal scale. Okay, remember gender, discrete, categorical. See, both the words they will use. In some textbook they will use discrete, some they will use categorical. Both means same. What it means is this category is exclusive from the male category. Male and female are exclusive. Marital status, each status of the married is exclusive. It cannot be continuous. State of residence. Are you living in Bangalore or Kerala or in Maharashtra or Tamil Nadu? It cannot be continuous. It can only be categorical. College major. You can either do MBA or BBA or BCom. Zip code. Here in India we call it PIN code. It cannot be continuous. Where do you live? I live in Bangalore 32. It cannot be. Student's ID. Your USN number. Categorical data. Clear? This we have already done. So I will, okay, now that we started off with nominal, ordinal, I will just finish the examples of all these nominal, ordinal data things. So that nominal we did. Next we will do what is ordinal data. Set of categories that are ordered from least to most. What is the example? 10th standard, 11th, 12th, BCom, graduate, postgraduate, and. You understood this? They are categories, but there is an order in it. Don't know the numerical distance of each category. You don't know the weightage given for MCom and BCom, like that. So examples. Who are the runner-up, first place, second place, third place in beauty contest? First, second, third, fourth runners in Olympic meet. Okay? Military rank, sergeant. Okay? So they are categories. Okay? But they are, if you know, I think you say it is major general, then you know major general is bigger than major. Okay? Letter grade in class, A, B, C, D, 4 sections are there. Okay? So, ranking, A plus, B plus, C plus, grades, letter grades. Okay? So, D means you are failing, like that. Degrees held, medical condition, satisfactory, serious, like that. All these are ordinal scale data. Right. So, continuous scale, you know, like Likert scale and so on and so forth. Okay. Now, parametric, non-parametric data, that which is collected with nominal, ordinal, continuous ratio scales. Clear? Non-parametric data, no information about the population available, no assumption is made about the population. Null hypothesis is free from parametrics. Okay? Information about the population is completely known. Specific assumption about the population you can have. Assume that it is in a nominal. Null hypothesis is made on parametrics of population distribution. Right? Parametrics of population distribution means we assume that it is normally distributed, like that. This is example for a discrete data collection. Okay. Next is if there is no knowledge about the population or the parametrics, but still we require to test the hypothesis, then we call it non-parametric tests. What are the various tests that are non-parametric? Mann-Whitney test, which is also called rank-sum test. Two names are one and the same. Okay, some textbooks will have Mann-Whitney test, some will have rank sum test. Kruskal-Wallis test. These are two different types of tests and we will see what it is later on. But for non-parametric, these are the tests that are used. Okay. Now let us see what are the tests that are used for parametric. Parametric tests are t-test, f-test, z-test, ANOVA. T-test theory you have already seen. Okay, so we will see these things. So these are all the parametric tests, ANOVA, and you will just have to know the theory. You would have already done all these things in statistics. Here I will again run through and say what is ANOVA, like how we did t-test, what is t-test, right? And when it is used, what are the advantages and disadvantages. Like that we will see for z-test and ANOVA also. So what we have seen today is what is parametric. So this is what it is. See this very clearly. Non-parametric tests, these are the tests. Okay. In this 1 or 2, if you Friedman chi-square, okay, we will do. Friedman will do. Kruskal-Wallis will do. Mann-Whitney will do. Theory part of it. Okay, what does this test do? It compares the median to a specific value. Okay, if it is parametric data, what test will you use instead of this? You will use z-test, one sample t-test. Okay, if it is dependent paired data, dependent paired meaning you are collecting one data and you are analyzing it for men and women, then what you use t-test but a different formula, which is the formula paired dependent formula you should use. Okay, so again I am saying these are just theory, you just can write these aspects. What are the tests for Mann-Whitney test? It calculates the independent median. So this is, which is a test? T-test. T-test will do this plus this. What does Kruskal-Wallis test do? It compares 3 or more median one-way ANOVA. Okay, like this for each parametric data you have got parametric tests. For each non-parametric data you have got non-parametric tests. The formulas are different, outcomes will be different. Okay, so what are the various tests? We will do it in another session. Today what you will understand is, in this session what you will understand is what is a variable, which is the question in a questionnaire, how the questions are collected, data is collected, quantitative data, qualitative data. Okay, and from this what is known as parametric data, what is known as non-parametric data. When it is collected with these scales. For parametric data, what are the various parametric tests? For non-parametric data, what are the various non-parametric tests? That is what we have done today. Okay. So these things cannot be done without the knowledge of the scales. So I went through whatever we have done in module 3. I have again explained to you all about the 4 scales. What is nominal scale, ordinal scale, and so on and so forth. Okay. Thank you very much. And these are very important. So please read it very carefully and cross check with your question paper in the past 2-3 years and see how many of these questions are repeated. Okay. Thank you.